Alright, 5th grade, this is a video on subtraction with renaming. So this is going to help you solve the worksheet that you have to do for this. I want you to, I'm only gonna do a couple of them, and you're gonna do the last couple by yourself, okay? So the first one we're going to work on is number 2, 4.5. 4.5 minus 3, 5, 6. What you're going to do with this problem, now remember we're working on number 2. The first step we're going to do is we're going to isolate these two fractions here. We're going to take them away from the whole and find the common denominator. And we also have to subtract. So we're going to find the common denominator. So on your paper, you're going to write 1/2 minus 5, 6. Now you have to find the common denominator for these two. Now, let's see, you're going to make a list, okay? So 2. If you already know how to do this, go ahead and skip, fast forward this section. I know it's a lot. You don't have to listen to me go through this part here. You can just skip it and figure out where you made the mistake as you were trying to solve this. Or if you need extra support when it comes to figuring out where you are struggling within the procedure and the steps, okay? So we're doing the first step, right? We're subtracting the fractions by trying to find the common denominator. Now we already found the common denominator. We found the love, which is 6. So we're going to put a heart around the 6 because that is the common denominator. That's the love. So it took 3 steps for 2 to become 6. So 2 times 3, whatever we do to the denominator, we do to the numerator. So 1 times 3. It took us 1 step for the 6 to become 6. So it's going to be 6 times 1 and 5 times 1. Whatever, now, like God makes us new, we can make fractions new. 1 times 3 is 3. Our common denominator is 6 minus 5, because 5 times 1 is 5, and 6 times 1 is 6. 5, 6. Now here's where we have a problem, okay? Can we subtract 5 from 6? No, we can't. Why? Because 5 is too big, okay? You can't take away 5 from 3. So if you have only 3 and you say Bob ate 5 apples, how can he eat 5 apples if there's only 3? So you can't do that. So what you're going to do is, like Terrence said, you're going to give your fraction, the first fraction, some Pediasure to make sure it gets bigger, to get it bigger. And in order to do that, we need to change this fraction into an improper fraction, okay? An improper fraction. That means we are going to make it a naughty fraction. That's crazy, right? We're going to make an improper fraction. And in order to do that, you have to put the whole numbers back onto these guys. So like Legos, these guys. Like Legos, you're going to snap them on. So if we have 3, 6, 3, 6 is a Lego, right? Snapped on to 6. Now I'm just doing this so that we understand 3, 6 is a fraction, right? And we're snapping the 4 back on to our Legos here. I know this is funky looking Legos, but oh well. Or we could say it's a puzzle, okay? So we have 4, 3, 6. We snapped it back on, and we have to snap back on the whole number 3 to our answer here, 5, 6, right? So minus 5. Now we're going to snap this puzzle back on to our fraction of, why did I say 5? This is supposed to be a 3. I'm sorry. Three, 5. Now you don't have to do this, okay? Don't do this. Don't make little puzzle pieces. I'm just telling you I'm just trying to help you understand what we're doing, okay? We're snapping back the whole numbers, okay? Now ignore this. It's just going to be 4, 3, 6 minus 3, 5, 6, okay? So we snapped the whole numbers back on is what I'm trying to say with these puzzle pieces, okay? It's just an illustration to help you understand what we did here. All right, now we have to give these fractions Pediasure, like Terrence said. We need to make them bigger. And in order to make them bigger, we have to make them into improper fractions. In order to do that, you have to do the denominator 6 times the whole number 4, because you have, plus 3. Okay? We're using all 3 numbers to make it into an improper fraction. 6 times 4 is what? 24. Plus 3 would be 27. So this fraction over here now becomes 27 over our common denominator, 6. Okay? You don't ever put 4 right here or 3 here. The number you put down here is always the denominator. Okay? So we changed this fraction, this mixed number, into an improper fraction, a naughty fraction. We have to do the same thing here, okay? So I'm just going to put 2 lines here to separate this work from this work. So we're going to multiply the denominator 6 times the whole number 3, and we are going to add the numerator, the remainder. Okay? 6 times 3 is 18, plus 5 is 23. Now our fraction then is 23 over, now remember, do not put 3 or 5, we're putting the denominator down, 6. 23 over 6. Now we are able to subtract, because this number is no longer teeny tiny. It's big enough to subtract 23. So 27 minus 23 is 4. So we're going to put 4 here, equals 4 over 6. Now these two are both even numbers, so you already know that this can be simplified. 2 times 2 equals 4. Whatever number you put in the front here, you have to put down here. So if you put a 2 here, you have to put a 2 at the bottom. If this was a 3 should go here. 2 times what gives you 6? 3. Then you're going to cancel out the like factors, and you're left with 2/3. So your answer to this problem, took a lot of space there, is 2/3. Now when you have these, now we only do this long procedure where we're taking a mixed number and converting it into an improper fraction when the numerator here is too small. When you say, hey, I can't subtract 3 from 5, or a number like 4 from 10, that's when you have to change the fraction into an improper fraction. Okay? That was problem number 2. As you see, the answer is 2/3. Okay, I'm going to stop this video and go work on we're not going to do 3. and we're not doing 5. So I'm going to work on number 4. So go ahead, and if you get it, then say adios to this video, and you can start working on the other ones. If not, we're going to work on number 4. Now, if you do get it, you might want to still stick around because number 4, oh, not number 4, number 6 is an improper fraction, I think. So if you want to look at video number 6, problem 6, I'm going to do that one as well. You can see how to work on a fraction when it's an improper fraction, okay? So actually go to number 6 video and watch me do number 6. Okay, bye.